you ever had a moment in your life where it feels like everything must be accomplished all at once, and yet simultaneously there's really nothing to be done? A classic hurry up and wait situation. That's what it's like under siege. Days of endless drilling in the yard, food, sleep, and patrolling the walls. The constant feeling of danger. And yet, nothing happens for days and days at a time. The weeks slip past, and conversations with those around us stick in our brain, like these ones with Axel and Niktor.
Hello there, Axel. Are you still helping train the townsfolk?
As you watch Tobias approach, it strikes you how much he's changed in the last month since you were working side by side, laying brick and mortar.
Glad to see that there's somebody helping train them for combat.
Tobias, it's good to see you, and I'm gonna do like a Hercules-style handshake. You've grown into a fine warrior, my friend, and it's kind of jarring, honestly, seeing you grow from laying stone and brick to training adult men how to work their shields. I am as proud as your father ever could be.
I've had good teachers in my life, Axel. Both you and my father. I do miss him, but I've been lucky enough to get a chance at something most never get. Vengeance for his death. I'm sure we'll give this goblin rabble a right good thrashing. Come, Axel. If you've got nothing else to do, walk with me. We've got some time before the next training session starts.
Absolutely. Walk with me, brother.
I've never been in a siege before, Axel. Have you?
I have not, and I've learned a lot of lessons from you.
Well, you won't learn anything from me here. I take a look at that goblin rabble outside the walls, though, and I can't imagine us pulling through. There is a heck of a lot of them out there. You think we got a shot at this?
Oh, absolutely. The goblins are uncivilized, and they don't know order like we do. We're disciplined, just like our trade. We can hunker down and become a stone wall if we need to be.
Ha! I knew you felt the same way as I did, Axel. These goblins aren't getting into Seafall. I bet they're gonna break apart on our shields like water over rocks.
They will break upon our units, and we will become victorious. Just like our training. And I'm gonna, slug them in the shoulder playfully. Remember when we were laying bricks? That's what our units are doing to them.
No longer does he seem like a youthful boy, dressed now in fine mail, armed with sword and shield. He's still nearly a full head shorter than you, Axel, but he doesn't seem like a boy. He seems like a young man.
Did you ever think you would live through something as exciting as this? I sure didn't. I thought the most exciting thing in my life was an overly ripe patch of strawberries. And here we are. You know, the raid on Seafall, that was terrible, but still exciting. And then sneaking into Varden Hollow, hell, even finding Varden Hollow. And now we're under siege? I wouldn't have ever guessed anything as exciting as all this.
I thought I would be laying brick my whole life and just rebuilding what my family had built before and not really ever making anything new for myself. I'm gonna grip him over the shoulder and just pull him in a little bit. To see one of my apprentices become such a prestiged fighter and leader, it brings me a lot of pride, Tobias, and I want you to know that your father's looking over both of us, and I'm proud.
You know, as much as I miss Dad, it's made things a lot simpler now that he's passed. There was always a question of who would take over the farm, me or Grim. But now that Dad's not here to have any influence, it's obviously Grim that's going to take it. I'm on the Tide Guard, and I'll be on the Tide Guard after we clean up this goblin mess. You should join us, Axel. There'd be so much fun to be had on the Tide Guard. We could go on the warship, you know, the Mara's Grace. We could go sailing and fight pirates. Maybe we'd even see a kraken. I don't even know if krakens are real. They might just be legends, but it doesn't matter. There's adventures to be had, and I just can't wait Whether it's here in Seafall or on the Mars Grace on the open seas, it's just adventures to be had.
Oh, son, boy, does that bring me joy to think of those adventures we'd have. We'd be quite the unit for them to fight, but my allegiance lies to the people, and I've kind of made my name in a party, I guess. But if we were ever given the opportunity, I couldn't bring myself to say no.
Of course, Axel. When I was a boy, I used to daydream about joining the Tide Guard and traveling all over Belcar, protecting travelers and pilgrims, making sure merchants got to the different ports, making sure everyone was safe. You always have to protect the weak, Axel.
Well, me and my party did bring back the Driftwood Crown, so...
See? And what an adventure that was. I bet you never would have thought that a simple stonemason could bring back the Driftwood Crown. From Verdant Hollow, no less? What an adventure that was.
These things take a toll. I mean, tales are tales, but... I did pay a toll for that.
Is your foot bothering you, Axel? I know that bear warrior did a heck of a job to it. I'm sure it was just unlucky, though. I fought one of those things as well, and, well, they died just like everything else. Nothing like a clean spear thrust right through the mouth. I'm sure in your case, he just got unlucky and he caught your foot. Stumbled into his sword or something the like.
Oh, your humility just it cracks me up, Tobias.
Well, I'm sure the one that you fought was larger than the one I did. But the extra size and weight of the creatures makes them slow, easy to get out of the way. And of course, they're not too fast to get out of the way of my spear.
I can't say for certain about all the specifics, but you have quite the optimism that I one day wish I could have. Your sights are just set at the stars, and don't ever change that, Tobias. And I'm gonna kind of rustle or roughhouse him a little bit, just give him a punch to the guts a little bit playfully. You've really made an old man proud, not only in stonemasonry, but just in the man you've become.
Come and spar with me, Axel. Back at the training grounds. I'd really like some challenge. Everybody else is so slow. Well, other than maybe Saeed. He's a pretty good fighter, but he's kind of slow. He's just more experienced than I. But I'd really like a challenge. You can probably teach me a thing or two about how to move.
I don't know about speed, but yeah, I'll spar with you, Tobias. It would be an honor.
Shields or no shields, Axel? What's your choice?
Let's do no shields.
Good choice, Axel. You always move slower with a shield. Much more authentic, just to use the arming swords.
And he tosses you a blunted wooden arming sword. It's basically a wooden sword that has a metal core into it, so it has the weight of a same sword, but the actual sword itself is entirely wood.
It's an honor to spar with you, son, and the no shields? I respect it. Let's do this.
Now, Axel, go a little gentle. Don't knock me senseless here if you can help it.
The first few blows go relatively simple. The first thing you notice is that he is pretty quick, but it doesn't seem like either of you are trying particularly hard.
Come on, Axel. I gotta see more out of you than this. There's no way you took down a big bear moving like that. Come on, old man, let's see what you got.
The first thing that occurs to you as you watch him move is it's kind of like watching a panther. Even though he doesn't seem like he has a lot of formal training because he was a mason just 3 weeks ago, every one of his instincts is completely right in how you would fight.
Practice makes perfect, right, old man?
And perfect practice makes perfect.
His footwork outmaneuvers you even before the swords are actually touching. His balance is just phenomenal, and there's a really uneasy feeling that you get as you spar with him back and forth, that not only do you think he's probably at least as strong or stronger than you, he just intuitively understands how to maximize every piece of the strength that he's got. As you're sparring, it takes almost all of your concentration and all of your energy and effort to parry some of these blows.
All right, Axel.
He's making it look really easy, but he's not gloating over you.
Now give me a minute. When we were fighting in Verdant Hollow, it was not uncommon to fight 2 or 3 opponents at once. So, hey, you, Sven. Yeah, you, Ragnar. Over here. Let's see if all three of you can take me.
So as the other two come, they've got arming swords as well, and they also have shields, and he just kind of beckons them in, one on your left, one on your right. And as the three of you continue to spar, Tobias is able to effectively keep all three of you at bay and still get a number of good solid hits on the two, despite the 3-on-1.
Okay, boys, enough. That was fun, and we should do it again tomorrow. But I'm spent, and soon I'm gonna lose my teeth.
Absolutely. You held your own. My goodness, I could stand to learn a thing or two from you.
Ha! I'm sure that's not true, Axel. I'm just making it up as I go along. I don't really know how I'm doing this, or how to do it properly. I just kind of watch what you do and then try and copy it. I didn't get any hits on you, did I?
You have a warrior's intuition that I could stand to learn from.
As you walk away from the sparring, it almost makes you shake your head in bewilderment that somebody with so little training has such good instincts to be able to fend off three capable fighters at the same time.
No shields, too. Like, I literally am feeling that. I'm like, he has a warrior's intuition. Like, he's that good.
That was fun, Axel. I'm gonna head out for some grub. But that was good. I hope we get to do it again. And I won't be losing to you anytime soon, old man.
A week later, Niktor enters the Silver Stag and slumps down in a chair, exhausted from throwing javelins all day and showing many militia members how to throw javelins as well. As he sits, the delicious aroma of some type of soup wafts throughout the tavern. Before you can even think to queue to get some soup for yourself, the chair across from you at the table is pulled out and Roderick Onion Hands sits down wearily, puts a large bowl of soup in front of you and one for himself as well.
Oh, hey there, Niktor. Would you like some French onion soup? I just made it myself.
Roderick, my man, yes, absolutely. Pour me a bowl, I'll sit with you.
Course, Niktor. Did you know it was made with my famous sweet onions? Now, I have to say, this siege isn't good for anybody, but it has given me a lot more time to play around with different onion recipes, rather than the regular just selling fresh onions in the market, if you know what I mean.
There's not much better happiness than sharing a meal with friends and family and people who need it, and you're probably making some of the best onion soup around here with what you bring to the market.
Why, that's a high compliment, Niktor. Though I would bet I'm the only one making French onion soup in these parts. That said, I bet it's the best French onion soup made with sweet onions in the whole continent of Belcar.
That I definitely believe. How's the day been treating you?
Oh, I must say things were pretty good, all things considered, Niktor. Most of my day involves making different soups, stews, and other things. Sometimes here at the Silver Stag, other times with Chef Moyardee as his assistant. I never was really much of a warrior, as you could tell from our encounter with the goblins in the market there.
Well, you got a wicked arm on you, Roderick. You cleared one guy head over heels last time I saw you. But we definitely need more chefs right now. It's always appreciated.
Appreciate the vote of confidence there, Niktor. Now tell me, I believe you did most of your growing up in Amberstone Abbey. That's why I only saw you occasionally on a market day when you were helping old Lila there. Lila Summerfield. Is that true?
I did grow up at Amberstone, yep. Harvesting honey and playing with my family there amongst the walls. It was peaceful times back then.
That's interesting, Niktor. I'm not from Seafall myself. Did some traveling in earlier years. I'm glad to know that the Amberstone Abbey feels like home.
Oh, Roderick, if you ever needed a home, you just pop on over and make yourself at home. It's a humble community that all takes care of each other, really.
You think they'd take an old dwarf like me in, eh?
Well, if you keep making pots of soup like this, absolutely they'd welcome you.
Well, that would be kind of interesting, Niktor. I'm sure we should make a point to have a visit down there, you and I, and see if we can share some more interesting victuals than what's under siege here. Assuming, of course, we all get through this alive.
Yeah, let me put in a good word for you next time I'm around. I'll see if there's a spare bed around. Because yeah, if you're looking to slow down, well, Amberstone might be the place. And you get a chance to try our famous honey mead. Delicious stuff, I tell you.
I do like the sounds of that, Niktor. Top quality victuals are really what I'm all about. In my younger years, I had a lot of not so great options on the road as a caravaner. So top quality victuals from Amberstone sound like a good place to be.
Yeah, remind me again, where did you come from?
I grew up in Stoneflint Mines, under House Amberforge.
Oh, near Amberforge.
I was never much of a smith. Much more interested in gemstones, fine food, and ale. Oh, when I was about your age, actually, Niktor, I started a caravan. Got a contract to sell gems from Stoneflint Mines all over the continent of Belcar, north to south, east to west, all the major cities. I did that for about 10 years. Then I got married and had a couple of kids of my own. Those were good times, Niktor. The food situation on the road wasn't always good, but that's okay. We had each other. We had family.
Oh yeah, that must have been a fun time for a father with two young lads. What made you switch out of the gem business?
It's not that I wanted to get out of the gem business, Niktor. My hand was forced. I was doing well for a number of years, and then I had a business partner convinced that we should invest in a gold mine just out of Stoneflint Mines. Well, let's just say that we put our coin in, and then the scoundrels decided we were no longer needed. And of course, they were backed up by my old house. They kept that mine to themselves. We were no longer investors, and our coin was theirs. That took most of the available resources I had. And in those hard times, my wife had had enough. She took our kids back to Stoneflint Mines. I haven't seen them in more than a decade. I had to sell my caravan. I ended up in Seafall here because I had some friends here. This is as far as I could go with my coin. At least what coin I had left. Worked with a guy named Sigurd, who was a produce seller to keep the wolves at bay and a roof over my head. Well, he passed away about 5 years back, and I took over his produce cart. So now I'm selling onions.
Roderick, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Nobody deserves to get swindled like that. Jeevers. Did you happen to know the guy's name?
Aye, of course I remember him, Niktor. Seamus Amberforge, the nephew of the current head of house. Not only did he strip me of my coin, but he banished me from Stoneflint Mines.
I just keep living, I guess.
I've made peace with it, Niktor. Not much else that can be done, truthfully. I always dreamed of getting the coin together to go and see my children one day. This siege has put a damper on it. But if we get through this, I had another idea. You see, Elias Greenleaf and I were working on a new crossbreed of onion. And, well, I think it makes some damn fine food. And I'm thinking if that works out, I could get back to my old caravanning days and sell them all across Belcar. Well, I'm also a little old for that, so maybe instead the rusty iron tankard. I could make some soup there, make a pretty coin, open a tavern. That'd be pretty good, Niktor, what do you think? Rusty Iron Tavern. Well, maybe I'd rename it Roderick's Bistro. But who knows?
Sounds like a grand idea, Roderick. By all means, not that it's any of my business, but I bet you bring brighter smiles with onion soup over gems. But fingers crossed for you, buddy. I bet you'd make a fine inn owner. If it's up and going, I'll vouch for you one day.
What about you, Niktor? What are you planning to do after the siege? Assuming, of course, by Thalor's grace, that we don't all get chopped to pieces.
Just wandering. Just trying to get through the siege, as you said. The more people we can keep alive, the better, really. War really doesn't bring anyone any good. Even the winners.
Oh, I'm not too sure about that, Niktor. Those nobles, they're never the ones that seem to die in a siege, but they seem to be the ones that benefit the most from war. So I think the nobles are doing all right.
Yeah, there's money to be made in a war, but jeebers, most of the time it's just blood money. not a big fan of those ideas. But these are the times we're in. We do have to survive at the end of the day still. I got these 2 fists of mine, and well, they seem to put down anyone who tries to cross me in a negative way. And I've been thankful for them.
Well, I must say I appreciate those fists for protection as well, Niktor. I'm pretty happy to have them here. I'm really only capable of growing and selling and working with onions. Even those nice new sweet onions in the patch just outside of Elias Greenleaf's farm.
Oh, that's good. You're able to save some of your sweet onions from before the fire got to them?
What fire are you talking about there, son?
I was under the impression the Greenleaf's farm burnt down and the fire was spreading a little bit.
Oh, heavens to the mines! You're telling me that the Greenleaf farm was burned down?
For the most part, yeah. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Astrid Greenleaf and the rest of her family came into town here again just a few scores ago.
By the cock of the mountain god Thalor, it's always bad news.
I did not know you had an onion patch out there. Sorry, Roderick. I would have done more if I had known.
By the gems of Kragus, Niktor. I'm sure you did all you could, son.
And he slams his hand down on the table between you.
Why, Thalor? Why do you continue to fuck me in every venture?
Well, we don't know for sure how much is burnt down, but we can always go find out later.
You're right, Niktor. I guess we won't know until we go and check after the siege. And if the siege goes poorly, I guess it doesn't truly matter whether or not the onions are still there.
The important thing is that I bet you still have the original recipe on how to grow them. So there's still a chance to make some pretty good onion soup in the future still. Yeah, I can't remember if onions are grown year-round or just in one sitting.
Oh, that's an easy one, Niktor. You plant them in the spring and you harvest them in the fall every year.
That's fair. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed that your patch is being rested and undisturbed, that we can enjoy more of this sweet onion soup that you're serving everyone.
Thank you for the compliments, Niktor. And if you ever come into any wealth on your travels with your fists, do keep me in mind. I could always use some help setting up something like Roderick's Bistro.
I definitely like the name. I hope you stick with it.
He gently taps his hand on the table in front of you, lost in thought. Then suddenly looks up directly into your eyes.
Well, Niktor, it's been a pleasure talking to you, but I think I gotta serve some soup to some of these other folks here. Enjoy yourself, and I hope this business of the siege is over soon. By the gems of Thalor.
Good talking to you, Roderick.
And so ends this episode of You Rolled a 1, Conversations Overheard During the Siege of Seafall. If you want to learn more about the world of Belcar, visit our YouTube page, World Anvil, Instagram, or TikTok. If you'd like to talk to the players directly, join our Discord. Don't roll any ones while you're grilling on the barbecue.